In the cold winds of the north, beneath skies lit by the aurora, a figure stares into the unknown. He is wisdom. He is war. He is poetry. He is Odin, the All-Father of Norse mythology. More than just a god, Odin is a seeker of truth, a maker of kings, and a shaper of worlds. He sacrificed his eye for knowledge, and hanged himself from the world tree to understand the runes. But why? What was he truly seeking? To understand Odin, we must go beyond Valhalla and the halls of Asgard. We must dive into the 9 realms, into legends whispered around Viking fires, into tales carved into stone, from the forging of the cosmos to the fiery prophecies of Ragnarok. Odin's story weaves through every thread of Norse belief. He is a god of contradiction, a brutal warlord, and a gentle poet, a ruthless magician, and a wise father. This is not just mythology. This is the story of how one god shaped an entire worldview. Welcome to Echoes of the Gods and to the untold journey of Odin, the All-Father. Before he became the All-Father, Odin was a young god in a world not yet shaped, born to Bor and the giantess Besla. Odin was one of 3 brothers, alongside Vili and Vi, who would change the fate of the cosmos. The world, in its beginning, was chaos. Ice and fire clashed in the yawning void of Yggdrasil. From this clash came Mimir, the first being, a frost giant whose breath could birth more giants. To bring order to this chaos, Odin and his brothers did the unthinkable. They killed Mimir, and from his body, they built the world. His flesh became the earth, his blood the seas, his bones the mountains. From Ymir's skull, they formed the sky, and from sparks of Muspelheim, they scattered the stars. The brothers carved the first humans from driftwood, Ask and Embla, giving them life, will, and thought. It was Odin who breathed the soul into humankind, the gift of spirit, and from that moment, he became more than just a warrior. He became a father not only of gods, but of all creation. But Odin's hunger for knowledge was born in this act. He saw how fragile the cosmos was, how thin the line between chaos and order, and so he vowed to understand the secrets of the universe at any cost. Even in the earliest days of Asgard, Odin wandered far, seeking wisdom from dwarves, elves, giants, and spirits. No throne could satisfy him. No victory was enough. He wanted to see the weave of fate itself. He built Valhalla, his high seat, from which he could see all realms. From there, Odin would watch, not as a king, but as a god preparing for the inevitable, Ragnarok. But this was only the beginning. Odin's quest had just begun. To truly know the truth, he would make sacrifices that no other god dared to consider. At the heart of Norse cosmology stands Yggdrasil, the world tree, vast, eternal, and alive. Its roots stretch into the deepest realms, and its branches reach into the heavens. Yggdrasil is more than a tree. It's the cosmic spine of existence, connecting gods, humans, giants, and the dead. 9 realms hang in its boughs and roots. Asgard, the home of the gods. Midgard, the realm of mankind. Jotunheim, where giants dwell. Then there is Vanaheim, land of the Vanir gods. Alfheim, the shining realm of the light elves. Svartalfheim, the dark forges of the dwarves. Below lie darker worlds. Helheim, realm of the dead. Niflheim, the frozen land of mist. And Muspelheim, blazing with eternal fire. Each realm has its own laws, beings, and power. But Odin knew that to rule wisely, he had to understand them all, even the ones forbidden to the gods. He sent out his ravens, Hugin and Munin, to fly across all the realms daily, gathering news, secrets, and whispers of fate. He learned of old rivalries between the Aesir and Vanir, of dwarves who forged weapons for gods, and elves who sang the secrets of light itself. But even with all his spies, there were truths Odin could not learn without paying a price. And so, He prepared for a descent deeper than ever before, to a place no god dared walk uninvited. Beneath the roots of Yggdrasil lies Mimir's well, also known as the Well of Wisdom. Its waters hold the knowledge of the cosmos, past, present, and future. Guarding it was Mimir, an ancient being of immense intelligence. Even the gods feared his insight. Odin came with a request. "Let me drink." He sought truth beyond what ravens could spy or visions could offer. But Mimir's answer was sharp. "Wisdom is not free. What will you sacrifice?" Without pause, Odin gouged out his own eye. A god's eye traded for the water of truth. Mimir accepted the sacrifice. Odin drank, and everything changed. He saw the fragile strings of fate, the rise and fall of gods, the coming fire of Ragnarok. But knowledge brought burden. Visions haunted him, a future he couldn't stop, only prepare for. Still, Odin did not regret his choice. For him, sacrifice was the price of divine leadership. Odin's thirst for knowledge did not end at Mimir's well. There was one more truth he craved, the secret of the runes. Runes were more than letters. They were cosmic codes, tools to bend reality, cast spells, and shape fate. But no god had ever mastered them. And to earn their power, Odin knew he must face death itself. So, he climbed Yggdrasil, the world tree. There, he stabbed himself with his spear and hanged himself. 9 days, 9 nights, suspended between life and death. No food, no drink, only pain and vision. The tree shook with thunder. Ravens circled in silence. And from the roots of eternity, the runes revealed themselves. Odin screamed, not in agony, but triumph. He now knew their power. He understood their meaning. The All-Father descended, reborn. Not just a god, but a sorcerer, a shaman, a wielder of sacred magic. With the runes, Odin could bind oaths, curse enemies, heal wounds, and read the stars. He had become the bridge between the divine and mortal realms. With wisdom and magic in his grasp, Odin turned his gaze to war. But not as a brute, as a strategist, a kingmaker, a chess master of fate. He knew Ragnarok would come, and so he needed an army of the dead, warriors bold enough to fight the end of all things. Thus, Odin created Valhalla, a majestic hall in Asgard, glittering with shields and endless feasts. Here fallen heroes, those who died bravely in battle, would awaken. They were the Einherjar, handpicked by Odin's Valkyries. Each day, they trained. Each night, they feasted, preparing not for glory, but for the final war. This was no paradise. It was a military camp, disguised as a reward, the heart of Odin's divine war plan. And the Valkyries, they were not angels. They were harvesters of the slain, loyal only to Odin. He sent them flying across battlefields, not to save, but to choose who would live and who would join him in Valhalla. Through this system, Odin bent the very culture of warriors. To die in his name became the highest honor. Odin's obsession with fate had a cost. No king can control destiny, but Odin tried. And for that, he dared to disturb the dead. He traveled to a forgotten land, a graveyard older than time, where the dead do not sleep and the living do not tread. There, beneath stone and ash, lay a Veilva, a seeress from the ancient world. Dead but still dreaming, Odin raised her spirit with forbidden spells. Even the earth trembled as she awoke. She opened her ghostly eyes and saw him. "Why do you wake the dead, All-Father?" she asked, her voice colder than hell's wind. Odin demanded answers about Ragnarok, about the end, about who would betray him and who would survive. The Veilva did not lie. Her voice spoke of fire and wolves, of broken oaths and shattered skies. She told Odin the truth he feared most. He would die, Thor would fall, Loki would break free, and yet he listened. He accepted, because knowledge, even doom, was power. And Odin would face the end with eyes wide open. With prophecy burned into his soul, Odin ruled not with hope, but with preparation. Every breath, every alliance, every war, was a move against fate. He knew the end would not be stopped, but it could be shaped. He whispered secrets into Yggdrasil's roots, sent ravens into every realm, prepared the gods, and trained the dead. But time marches like an army, and even gods grow old. Odin stood on the edge of Asgard's walls, watching the skies split. Ragnarok had come. The flames of Muspelheim poured through the heavens. Giants marched, wolves howled, and Loki, Odin's blood brother, returned with chaos in his hands. Odin met Fenrir, the great wolf fated to kill him, not with fear, but with a warrior's silence. They clashed beneath a sky on fire, the All-Father, and the end. Odin found, swallowed whole, but his legacy did not die. Odin died as the prophecy foretold, but prophecy never tells the whole story. From his sacrifice, a new world would rise, because Odin's true legacy wasn't just wisdom or war, it was preparation. He passed his knowledge to the gods, his strength to his sons, and his warnings to us. Thor's hammer echoed through the 9 realms. Baldur's light returned, and from the ruins of Asgard, hope bloomed again. Odin had seen the end. He had accepted it, but he made sure something would survive it. Ravens still fly, runes still whisper, and every telling of Ragnarok keeps his spirit alive. Odin, the god who gave an eye his life and his soul, so that knowledge, truth, and courage would never die. Not just a god, not just a king, but a keeper of destiny. And that is the legacy of Odin, the All-Father.